Hello! Today we're going to be taking a look at those quite interesting accessories that came from modern military Russian tactical radio, and I've got them straight from Ukrainian front because I supported medical mission and I'm not sure if I can show face of that soldier, so I'm covering it. So that was like a gift for me. So we've got pretty unique opportunity to take a look what kind of quality we've got modern Russian stuff. Let's begin with taking a look at something that I believe is the most interesting item. And at first glance you can see that we've got damaged cable. And from my observation, most likely that's going to be like a burning. So most likely it was pulled out from like a fallen soldier or maybe with different piece of military equipment that was torched down. And it is like push-to-talk switch box that allow you to attach not only your headset but also other accessories. So I would say it is quite interesting thing. Let's take a look at the close-up. It's made out of metal, and as you can see we've got lot of screw. On back you will find strap that most likely allow you to attach it into like tactical vest, and it looks like a molly type size, so this is quite nice. On side we've got two connectors, and the first one is being called garniture, which directly translates to a headset. And here we've got something that most likely translates to like accessory connector. Those connectors are quite different from one you can find on like Harris radios, and that's because they've got a different shape, so you've got no ability to decide which side to connect it. So as you can see here, it's key in the vertical, here in the horizontal, and you can attach it only that way. So you've got absolutely no ability to screw it down. So for example, if you've got like radio and you would like to route it downward on like Harris radio, you can do it, but here you cannot. And to attach it, you just screw it like this. So that part looks like on the Harris radio, so this is a pretty common stuff. Since that one is our headset, most likely here we can attach like a charger or maybe programming data cable. That one is being called push to talk and it's explaining itself. I would say that this looks like a plus and minus, so it could be either changing volume or like menu on the screen, because that one I would say it translates to like a menu or like an option mode, maybe mode selector. So maybe you can change something and confirm it, but I'm not 100% sure, and that's because I do not have the Azart radio and I never had it in my hand. But the overall build quality is really decent and I really enjoy it. If we take a look at the wiring, they looks absolutely beautiful, individually shielded, and looks like also like commonly. So yeah, this is a really good one, and we've got a pretty decent insulation here. So I would say this is a really good cable. Remind me the one used on like a Clansman radios. Very nice. Here we've got our connector, and that one is made out of metal, which is quite interesting because that one is like a plastic rubberized one. So it is quite interesting. Here you can see that we've got the paint scuffed and we can see the metal. So yeah, this is how it's presenting, and we can attach those two. This is of course not the correct way, but it would be looking like this. So here you can attach one thing. We go like this, and on the top one you can attach your headset. And I would say that, to be honest, that looking pretty cool if I would have it on my tactical vest, and that makes sense if that's going to be connected into your headset. Then we can quickly jump into second quite interesting cable, and if you take a look, on both sides we've got the Azart side connector, we've got all pins populated, so it is quite hard to tell what this cable is designed to be doing, but it is in pretty decent condition and looks like it is a shielded one. So just take a look. On that one you cannot see any metal scuff, and that's because it feels like a rubberized, so yeah, it feels absolutely amazing. I would say this translates to like a data entry cable. So in my personal opinion, I would put assumption that this cable is going to be used for cloning radios in field. And if that's the case, that is going to be civilian equivalent of that cable that you can use on like Motorola GP radios, that, as you can see, on both sides you can attach to your radio and clone the configuration in field. This is a genuine Motorola cable. But here we've got a very easy job of taking a look at the populated pins, and we can quickly judge that this is not going to be transmitting any audio signals, only the data lanes that are required for cloning the configuration. So here it is 100% a cloning cable. Here that also could be a retransmission cable, so with two radios you could possibly create a rebroadcasting station, but I'm not sure. If you've got any details, then please let me know. And here we've got with another very interesting cable that I never seen on any NATO radio, and it is cable for powering and most likely recharging your radio from vehicular installation or like a bomb shelter. And we've got that quite interesting plug that was very common in the Eastern Europe. And as you can see, it can accept from 10 to 30 volts. The B in the Russian language is like a V, like a volt. It looks like a European plug, so you potentially could plug it into your AC socket, like a French socket, and create a hazard. And here I've got a French 2-pin plug. And as you can see, they are almost the same, but we've got slightly different pin spacing. So for example, when I grab my Goal Zero Sherpa, our AC plug fits very well, but if I would try to fit it here, then you can see that it do not fit. Of course, the difference is so small that when I push it hard, those pins would bend and it most likely would go, but you cannot plug it by accident. Let me show like a German Schuko socket. So here we've got a typical German socket, and into that typical German socket you've got absolutely no way of inserting it because that plug is too big. And here is Euro Schuko 16 amp plug, and you can also see that we've got a little bit different pin spacing, and that plug, even if it's got like a same beefy form factor, goes very well, but this one would not. So you most likely cannot make mistake. It is polarized plug, and as you can see here we've got the positive and here we've got the negative, and I would say that most likely somewhere in between we are going to get like a diode that is going to be preventing from plugging it in the wrong direction, because there is absolutely nothing that would prevent it from putting like upside down. So most likely it is being done in the electronic way. Here you can see how this wire is being labeled. And what is quite interesting, that we've got this absolutely beautiful plug that reminds me a little bit a Lemo, but it's got a Russian markings, so most likely it is some sort of genuine military plug that they are using. And to open it, we are going to be pulling that, just like that, and we nicely disconnect. It's only using 2 pins, which we could expect. It can only go one way, and we can align it using those 2 dots. So yeah, it is a really nice plug. And here I've got the second one. And we can grab it and plug. Here we aligning red to red, and we click them in place. And they make perfect team. So most likely you could swap this cable and attach it to like grab different one that will go into like a beefy military battery and then power your radio, and you've got all of that with just a one set of cable. So yeah, that could be really useful. And it's being ended up with the same style of rubberized painting, but here we can see that we've got like a deeper scuff, and most likely there is metal under, but it is really nice and really thick rubber, so I really enjoy it. And this is how it's presenting. And if you take a look here, you can clearly see that you've got ability to basically open that plug and do like a rework. Since I do not have Azart radio, then I cannot do any more testing, but as you can see, those are pretty cool modern items. So thank you very much for watching. I hope you find that interesting. See you next time, and bye bye.